Hi everyone, round 2 was played today at Norway Chess. I'll show you a very exciting and full of tactics game between Alireza and Mamedyarov. So Alireza was white, he started with d4 for this time. He usually goes for e4. Now Shek played d5, c4, and we have Queen's Gambit accepted. So here the main line goes like knight to f3, knight f6, e3, e6, and we take this pawn on c4. But Alireza goes for the most aggressive approach by playing e4. Here e5. Here there's a little problem if we play d5. Knight f6. Black attacks this pawn, and after knight to c3, b5 can be played. So here in this position, yes, it's not good to play d5. So Alireza goes for knight to f3. Now bishop b4 was played. We have to cover with knight to c3. And now knight f6 was played. Here in this position, we can also take here. Knight takes and knight to e7. And now we can take like this. But knight to f6 was played. And here Alireza took the pawn on e5. Black played b5. Also notice that in this position, black can take here, but now bishop takes to on c4. Now we attack this f7 pawn. So if black castles, white castles, now we can take the knight, bc3. Now bishop takes, but now there's very nice move. We can take on f7, check, rook takes, and after queen to b3, this rook is hanging, so queen to e8 has to be played, but now we can pick up this bishop on c3. So b5 was played by Shek. Now f3 by Alireza. Of course, we want to enforce this pawn on e4. Castle, and here very nice move by Alireza. I think in one of the game only a4 was played, or in 3 games, but he goes with novelty a3, and after bishop to a5, he goes a4, so quite funny. a6 was played because this pawn was under attack. Bishop to e2, knight f to d7. Of course, this knight, if we go here, then this would be horrible fork. So that knight from f goes to d7. Now bishop to e3 was played, so we are kind of connecting queen and rook. And here c6 was played. Also possible was to take here, and after takes, but this would be more drawish position. Probably Shek was playing for a win, so c6 make a lot of sense. And here knight takes d7 was played. Here computer actually recommends castle, and after knight takes e5, d takes. If black would take the queen on d1, rook f to d1 and would be played, and position is better for white. So knight took on d7, knight take back, now we castle, bishop to b7 was played, so putting bishop on this diagonal. For now it doesn't look that dangerous, but as you will see in the game, this bishop became very strong. Queen to e1 was played, f5, very good move by Shek, trying to open this rook. So white took on a5, rook takes, and now Alireza played bishop to d1, trying to go here on c2 with the bishop. Here also possible was to play b3, cb3, and now very nice move, queen to b1. And if bishop takes here on c3, we go with check, rook to f7, and we will pick up this bishop here. Bishop to d1, again, a rook to f7 was played. Now Alireza is transferring the queen to the king side, knight f6, so bishop goes to this great diagonal. And here Shek played knight to d5, which was a mistake. Better would be to play c5, and after d takes c5, I jumped a little bit. So b4 is idea, and after knight to e4, b3. Yes, these pawns are quite strong, and bishop has to go on passive square, and also rooks are disconnected. So that would be better to play c5, but knight to d5 was played. And here, actually, very counterintuitive, taking the knight would be the best move. And after cd, we can take on b5, ab5, and now computer suggests, yes, only computer can suggest moves like this, queen to h3. And what's the point? We attack this pawn, and after g6, computer suggests f4. So yeah, quite unhuman to find all of this. So after this move, Alireza didn't took, which makes a lot of sense. It would be very hard to calculate queen to h3 and all of that stuff. So he goes with bishop to g5. Now queen to b6 was played, queen h4, h6, and bishop returns to d2. Quite amazing. And here actually computer suggests, again, very crazy line, king h1, and if we take this bishop here, queen to h7 check, king f8, rook a to e1, and now you may wonder how black can save itself from this mate on h8, but there's very nice move, rook to f6, queen h8, king f7, and yes, and white has the best move just to repeat like that. So very interesting line to sacrifice this bishop here by playing king to h1, but of course Alireza went for bishop to d2. He wants to win. Knight to b4 was played. Again, here computer suggests like playing b4 and take here. Bishop to g6 was played, attacking the rook, rook f6. Now bishop goes back, which is very nice move. Knight d3, and here actually I think computer suggests just to take here. But Alireza played bishop to e3, defending or overprotecting this d4 pawn. Now we take knight, bishop takes, and rook to e8 was played. And yes, and probably, yes, sorry, in this position, again, a computer suggests this move. So yeah, in both positions actually. Bishop to f8, f2 was played, knight to f4, king h1, and here actually computer suggests something like g5 or queen here to d8. But Shak goes to c5, and probably his idea is to open this light square bishop and play queen to c6 someday. And now Alireza in this position should have just taken this pawn on c5, but he goes with a takes b5. And here there's very nice line after this move, and a question for you: with which piece would you recapture, with the queen or with the pawn? And actually in this position Shak recapture with the pawn, but this is a mistake, because we will see why it is a mistake. Better would be to take with the queen, and after dc5 we can play this strong move, knight takes g2, queen g3, and rook to f3. That would be very strong. So that knight to g2 was idea. So as you can see, after this move we cannot take here. That would be horrible move. But after a, b, b5, we can take here, because now there's a tempo on a queen, and after queen to c6 we play a very nice move, bishop to d4, and if now knight takes on g2, we play queen to g3, and the rook cannot take here because this would be checkmate. So very subtle but very amazing line shown by computer, of course, again. So after this move Alireza played queen to g3, which actually again was a mistake. Now here black should have played knight to e2 and just capturing some of the pawns. Yes, again, the best move was to take here, as shown before. But now check blunder with knight takes here on g2. And of course, in this position, if we take the knight, then we will lose a queen. But Alireza, strong player as he is, he finds the only and the best move, and he takes on c5. Queen to c6, bishop d4, but now bishop is on this strong diagonal. And here, again, mistake by check. It takes really little. The best move would be to go to knight to f4, but he goes to e3. And now rook to f2 was played. Knight d1, but now rook goes to g2, and already we have some pressure, and also rook is useful here. It blocks immediate check on f3. So Shak played g5, bishop to e4. Again, very, very good move by Alireza. In huge pressure, he finds the best moves. Now rook takes, and here again, very good move by Alireza. We shouldn't take this rook, because rook to f1 would be checkmate very soon. So he picks up this rook on f6 first. Rook to e3 was played. Here he should have just taken this bishop. Now we take knight on d1, rook f3. But now again, the only move that saves the game is queen to b8 check. And after king to f7, actually Alireza played bishop back to d4. But here is very amazing line. Bishop to e7. And after rook to f1, of course, this is a check. So that was the point of bishop going to e7. So if it wouldn't be a check, then after take, this would be checkmate. But we capture with a check. So what happens if king takes, you may wonder. Now queen to d8, and after, let's say, king to f7, we can play a rook to d7, and it's all over. King goes here, but now queen to a8, and that would be horrible for black. So bishop to d4 was played, not bishop to e7, rook f4. Now very good move, rook to d2. So we have this nice line. Of course, what's the point if rook goes to check? We cover with bishop to g1. So yes, rook to d2, good move. Queen f3. And here actually computer suggests bishop just going bishop to g1. But Alireza played h3. And this was 40th move. So, for 40 moves there, 2 hours without increment. And here Shek only needed to do one more move. I think he even played queen to h3, but unfortunately his time ran out and he lost the game. So let's just see how game could continue. King to g1. If bishop takes here, queen c7. If king goes here to g6, let's say, we just pick up this bishop, and yes, and white is a bishop up, so white is winning in this position. So again, amazing performance by Alireza. He is strong, very strong player, of course, and possibly the next world champion. Guys, thanks for watching. As always, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.